You believe your dreams are your own, don't you? Your aspirations, your vision of success, the very fabric of what you deem a good life. You imagine these sprouted from the fertile ground of your unique soul. You cherish them. You chase them. You sacrifice for them. You dedicate your waking hours and your deepest energies to their pursuit, often sacrificing genuine peace, authentic relationships, and even your own well-being on the altar of what you believe to be your destiny. But what if I told you that your most cherished dreams, the very ones you cling to with such ferocity, were not born of your spirit at all? What if they were planted, systemically, purposefully, insidiously, not just by a singular individual, but by generations of influence, by a collective will that understands the immense power of defining reality for others? What if your life's great pursuit is nothing more than the echo of another man's desire, magnified and projected until you mistook it for your own? A sophisticated, long-game manipulation designed not for your liberation, but for your predictable engagement within a system that perpetually benefits the few who constructed it. This is not some abstract philosophical musing. It is a direct challenge to the very foundation of your self-perceived agency. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is an ancient, insidious truth woven into the tapestry of human civilization. From the earliest city-states, where priest-kings defined salvation and prosperity, to the sprawling digital empires of today, where algorithms define desire and success, power has always understood the most potent form of control, the control of aspiration. Not through overt physical force, not through tyrannical decrees, but through the subtle, relentless sculpting of what we collectively define as worthwhile, what is deemed desirable, attainable, and ultimately, fulfilling. Think about it. Who truly benefits from your perpetual striving? Who profits from your endless consumption? The upgrade cycles, the fashion trends, the latest gadgets, the ever larger homes. Who profits from your tireless pursuit of status? The brand names, the exclusive experiences, the perfect vacation photos. Who profits from your insatiable hunger for the next new thing, always just beyond your grasp, always demanding more of your labor, your attention, your resources? Is it truly you who gains ultimate, sustainable fulfillment? Or is it a system, an elite, a shadowy collective of the haves who have mastered the art of defining the wants for the have-nots? They don't just sell you products. They sell you the idea of who you should be, and then offer their products as the necessary tools for that manufactured becoming. This isn't about denouncing ambition itself. Ambition, when genuinely rooted in your authentic self, is a powerful, creative force. No, this is about tearing down the veil that obscures the true origin of your ambition. It's about dissecting the very notion of what you call a dream and asking with ruthless honesty, whose dream is it really? Is it a beacon lit from within your soul, or a siren song echoing from external shores, pulling you towards a destiny crafted by someone else's hand? For millennia, the powerful have understood that to control a populace, you don't merely control their bodies through laws and punishments. You control their minds, their hearts, their very conception of fulfillment and purpose. Plato, through the allegory of Socrates' cave, spoke of the shadows on the wall, illusions mistaken for reality by those chained and facing away from the true light. But what if those shadows aren't random, naturally occurring distortions? What if they are deliberately cast, meticulously engineered with specific shapes and movements to keep you gazing in a direction that serves the interests of the puppet masters, preventing you from ever turning around to face the truth, to seek your own light? The wealthy, the ruling classes, the architects of our economic and social structures have always known this fundamental truth, a truth more potent than any army. He who defines the dream controls the dreamer. If you can make a man believe his deepest desire is to acquire what you produce, to conform to the life you dictate, then you have not only secured his labor, but enslaved his very spirit. Consider the evolution of the good life. For vast stretches of human history, the good life might have been defined by spiritual salvation, by communal harmony and belonging, by simple sustenance and security from natural threats, or by the pursuit of wisdom. These were largely internally or communally defined aspirations. But with the advent of the Industrial Revolution, the rise of mass production, and the explosive growth of consumer capitalism in the last few centuries, a new dominant narrative began to take hold. A narrative meticulously crafted, continuously refined, and relentlessly broadcast across every available medium. What did this narrative tell you? It told you that freedom was ownership. The more you owned, the freer you were. It told you that happiness was accumulation. The more you acquired, the more joyful you would be. It told you that self-worth was measured not by character or wisdom, but by external validation. The size of your house, the make of your car, the exclusivity of your designer clothes, the extravagance of your exotic vacation, the sculpted perfection of your body, the endlessly curated and applauded social media feed. These symbols became the new commandments, subtly etched into the collective psyche. These weren't organic growths of human desire. These were seeds planted in the fertile, often unexamined soil of your subconscious by ceaseless advertising campaigns that promised not just products, but entire lifestyles, by carefully curated media narratives in films, television, and literature that glorified specific paths to success, by educational systems often designed to produce compliant, specialized workers and eager, predictable consumers, rather than critically thinking, self-sufficient individuals. The rich didn't just sell you products, they sold you the idea of what a successful, desirable life looked like, ensuring that their products were presented as the indispensable ingredients, the essential steps for achieving that externally defined ideal. They didn't invent the fundamental human desire for comfort or security, for belonging or significance, but they expertly channeled and distorted these primal yearnings. They took fundamental human needs and warped them into an endless, exhausting chase for commodities. They took the innate human yearning for self-expression and twisted it into a competition for status symbols, for brand affiliation, for a performative display of having made it. They created a hunger that could only be temporarily satiated by their offerings, ensuring perpetual dependency. Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of primordial images, instincts, and archetypes, the hero, the sage, the mother, the shadow, that influence our thoughts and behaviors. But what if that reservoir isn't merely a passive reflection of humanity's ancestral past, but is actively being shaped, manipulated, and polluted in the present by the dominant cultural narratives? What if the very archetype of success itself has been hijacked, rebranded, reshaped into something that primarily serves the accumulative impulse, the financial interests, and the power retention of a select few at the top of the economic pyramid? You were taught from a young age, implicitly and explicitly, to associate freedom with financial independence. But that financial independence often requires you to slave away for decades in systems that inherently limit true freedom, exchanging your time and autonomy for a perceived security that is always tenuous. You were told that making it meant reaching a certain income bracket, acquiring certain assets, living in a certain postcode, achieving a specific title. And in this endless, exhausting race, you are perpetually out of breath, perpetually striving, forever just shy of the finish line, which, conveniently for the architects of this system, keeps moving, always receding further into the horizon. Have you ever stopped, truly stopped, to ask yourself why your aspirations look so remarkably similar to those of millions of others? Is it a genuine, organic alignment of independent desires, or is it a pervasive symptom of a shared illusion, a collective hypnosis engineered by those who gain from your ceaseless pursuit? Is the dream you are chasing truly your unique expression, or is it merely a well-worn path laid out by an invisible hand, a path designed to keep you orbiting their gravitational pull? The most devastating consequence of chasing dreams that aren't your own is the forfeiture of your authentic self. You become a wingless creature, crawling in endless circles on the ground, meticulously following a predetermined track, believing with every fiber of your being that you are soaring, simply because everyone around you is doing the same. never realizing the sky above is limitless. And true flight requires a different kind of effort, a different kind of vision. You expend your finite energy, your irreplaceable time, your precious youth, your inherent creativity, in pursuit of an external ideal that will never, can never, truly satisfy you, because it was never truly yours. It is a perfectly fitted glove designed for someone else's hand. You build a shrine to confusion, meticulously erecting a monument to external validation and manufactured aspiration, sacrificing your genuine desires, your unique talents, your profound inner stirrings on its barren altar. This isn't merely about material possessions, though they are a significant part of the illusion. It's about the very structure of your life, the fundamental choices that define your existence. The career path you chose not because it ignited your passion, but because it promised stability, or prestige, or a certain income level. The relationships you prioritize not for their genuine connection, but because they conform to a societal script of what a successful life partner or social circle should look like. The hobbies you pursue, the causes you advocate for, the opinions you express, are these truly from your core? Or are they carefully selected signals meant to signify success, intelligence, or virtue within a predefined social hierarchy? How many people stand at the precipice of their carefully constructed dream life? The high-paying job, the beautiful family, the perfect home, the envious Instagram feed, and feel a hollow ache in their chest, a gnawing sense of emptiness that no further acquisition or achievement can fill. A persistent, unsettling whisper that tells them, this isn't it. This isn't me. I've climbed the wrong mountain. That ache, that persistent whisper, that existential void, is your authentic self, screaming from beneath the oppressive layers of carefully constructed illusion and societal expectation. It is your soul, rebelling against the proxy dreams it was forced to adopt, desperate to be heard, desperate to reclaim its sovereignty. It is the profound dissonance of a life lived for another, wearing a mask you believe to be your face. You're a soldier seduced by the deceptive shimmer of his enemy's blade, believing it to be a glorious prize. You spend your entire life polishing it, admiring its false brilliance, defending it against all challenges, never realizing that it's designed not to empower you, but to keep you enslaved, to keep you locked in a perpetual battle that serves only the blade's true master. You are fighting for your captors, believing you fight for your freedom. Why are you perpetually exhausted, perpetually stressed, perpetually chasing the next milestone? Why does every achievement, every promotion, every new acquisition feel like a temporary reprieve, quickly replaced by a new, more demanding goal, a new itch that needs scratching? Why does the promised land of enough, the elusive state of contentment, always recede further into the horizon, a mirage that dissipates the closer you get? Because you're running on a treadmill that someone else installed, a treadmill designed to keep you perpetually in motion, generating energy for their benefit, never reaching a true destination. Because your finish line is not defined by your innate fulfillment, but by someone else's agenda, someone else's profit margin, someone else's desire for control. Because your dreams are not destinations of authentic fulfillment, but merely mile markers in a race you were tricked into running. A race whose ultimate prize is never truly bestowed upon the runner, but collected by the race organizer. This isn't about being poor or lacking material possessions or being without ambition in life. No, this is far deeper. It's about being dispossessed of your own internal compass, of your fundamental ability to define your own values, your own purpose, your own meaning. It's about selling your soul, your time, your energy, your creative potential, your very essence, for a future that was never truly meant for you, only meticulously designed to extract value from you. Is this freedom, truly? Is this living a life of genuine autonomy and self-determination? Or is it a sophisticated, invisible form of indentured servitude, where your labor, your creativity, your unique spark are unknowingly channeled into building someone else's empire, all under the seductive, intoxicating guise of pursuing your own success, your own American dream, your own ideal life. The illusion is so complete, so pervasive, that it is almost impossible to detect from within. So, how do you break free from this insidious cycle? How do you distinguish between the deafening echoes of planted dreams and the genuine, subtle whisper of your own soul, the authentic stirrings of your true calling? It begins with radical skepticism, not just about external authorities, but about your own most cherished beliefs, about the very foundations of what you deem valuable. Every aspiration you hold, every goal you pursue, every definition of success you cling to, every notion of happiness that drives you, hold it up to the light of ruthless, dispassionate inquiry. Examine its provenance. Ask, where did this idea truly come from? Did it emerge organically from my core, or was it absorbed from my environment? Who benefits, tangibly and intangibly, if I achieve this goal? Does this truly resonate with the deepest, most quiet part of me? Or is it merely a well-worn societal script that I've internalized? This process is not comfortable. In fact, it is profoundly unsettling. It requires an honesty so brutal, so unflinching, that it may initially feel like self-sabotage, like dismantling the very scaffolding of your identity. You will have to painstakingly peel back layers of conditioning, discard long-held beliefs, shed accumulated expectations, and perhaps even alienate those around you who are still deeply trapped within the illusion, for your liberation might expose their own bondage. You will feel adrift, purposeless, disoriented, as if the very ground beneath your feet, once solid, has dissolved into thin air. This is the great unbecoming, the necessary stripping away of what is not you to reveal what truly is. You must learn to distinguish between form and essence. The architects of manufactured dreams want you to chase the form, the specific brand of car, the square footage of the house, the prestigious job title, the perfectly toned physique, the number of followers. But the essence of fundamental human desire is something far deeper, more universal, and less tangible. Contribution, genuine connection, mastery of a craft, deep autonomy over one's life, creative expression, spiritual transcendence, unconditional love. Are you chasing the form of a successful career that offers status and a high salary, or the essence of meaningful work that aligns with your values and utilizes your unique talents, regardless of external validation? Are you pursuing the form of a perfect relationship that looks ideal on social media, or the essence of genuine intimacy, vulnerability, and mutual growth? Are you accumulating the form of wealth for wealth's sake, or truly seeking the essence of security and freedom that wealth might provide, but often doesn't when pursued as an end in itself? This requires deep, sustained introspection. Silence the external noise. Disconnect, frequently and deliberately, from the constant bombardment of manufactured desires that stream from every screen. Go inward, into the quiet chambers of your own being. What truly makes your heart sing, even when no one is watching? What problems compel you to act, to dedicate your energy, even if there's no reward or recognition? What kind of contribution, however small, however unconventional, feels inherently right for you, irrespective of societal approval or financial gain? What would you do simply for the doing of it, if money and external opinion were removed from the equation? This is not a quick fix, a 5-step program, or a weekend workshop. This is a profound, often arduous journey into the wilderness of your own being, a deliberate unlearning, stripped bare of all the conditioning you've absorbed since childhood. It's a journey into the uncharted shadows of your subconscious, confronting the implanted narratives that have taken root so deeply they feel like innate truths. It demands patience, courage, and a relentless commitment to your own truth. This path is lonely, for few dare to walk it. Most prefer the comfortable delusion, the familiar chase, the predictable validation of societal norms, even if it leaves them perpetually unfulfilled. They will question you, mock you, or pity you for deviating. But the comfort of illusion is the slow, agonizing death of the soul, a gradual erosion of your vital force. You must be willing to sit with the profound discomfort of uncertainty. the unsettling fear of not knowing what your true dreams are before they reveal themselves. You must embrace the awkwardness and the social friction of deviating from the well-trodden path. You must cultivate the profound courage to look the world in the eye and say, "No, this is not my dream." Even if the entire world tells me it should be. Even if it promises me everything I thought I wanted. This is the ultimate rebellion. Not against a political system, not against a government, but against the insidious, pervasive conditioning that has stolen your inner compass, that has redirected your life force towards external agendas. It is the fight for your own spiritual sovereignty, the profound reclamation of your most precious resource, your authentic desire, your unique purpose, the unblemished flame of your own being. It is a battle waged not with weapons, but with ruthless self-awareness and unwavering conviction. The rich will continue to plant their seeds, to cast their shadows, to define the narratives of aspiration for the masses. That is their nature, their strategy, their enduring legacy. But your nature, as a conscious, sentient being endowed with free will and the capacity for self-reflection, is to choose, to discern, to break free from the invisible chains of imposed desire. Your true dreams are not about endless accumulation of external forms, but about profound creation, the creation of a life that genuinely reflects your unique spirit. They are not about external validation, about applause or recognition, but about internal resonance, the quiet satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with your deepest values. They are not about chasing something given to you, a pre-packaged ideal, but about building something from you, from the raw, unrefined material of your own soul. Imagine a life where your efforts, your passion, your daily grind are not directed towards a phantom goal, a mirage of someone else's making, but towards the genuine expression of your unique essence. Imagine the profound satisfaction, the deep, abiding peace of knowing that every step you take, every challenge you overcome, every success you achieve, however humble, is truly your own, born from your authentic desire, fueled by your unique purpose. This is a satisfaction that no external validation or material acquisition can ever replicate. This is not a guarantee of external wealth or widespread fame. It is a guarantee of something far more valuable, the reclamation of your soul. It is a guarantee that when your candle flickers out, when your time on this earth concludes, you will have lived a life defined by your own light, illuminating your own chosen path, not merely reflecting the manufactured glare of others, not merely serving as a cog in someone else's grand design. Will you continue to run on a treadmill installed by others, relentlessly chasing a mirage of success that only benefits them, that leaves you perpetually exhausted and unfulfilled? Will you sacrifice your most precious commodity, your life, for dreams that were never truly yours? Or will you have the immense courage to stop, to step off the treadmill, no matter how disorienting it feels, to look inward, to listen to the faint, persistent whisper of your own intuition, to embark on the arduous, terrifying, yet ultimately liberating journey to dig for the authentic seeds of your own becoming, even if it means tearing down every carefully constructed facade, every comfortable illusion you thought you knew about yourself. The choice, as it always has been, is yours and yours alone. But understand this, deeply and profoundly, until you make that conscious, deliberate choice, until you truly question the origin of your deepest desires and aspirations, you remain a pawn in a game you didn't even know you were playing. You are an unwitting participant in your own quiet enslavement. Your soul is not for sale. It never was. It simply requires you to reclaim it. Go forth and find your true north.